Welcome back. Now that you know the default settings that you can configure in Zoom, we now need to go into the meetings area to set up a meeting. And to do that, we're going to go inside of meetings on the left side menu. And what we're going to do is we're going to click schedule a meeting. When we do that, we're going to write in our topic and title, and this is going to be something that your meeting attendees are going to see. Like any other webinar platform, you can choose to make this a recurring meeting so that when individuals sign up, they'll be able to be part of a recurring webinar or meeting. You can make it so that registration is required, meaning that individuals will have to put in their name and email address in order to become part of the webinar, or you can leave this unticked and individuals that get the link will be able to join your meeting. You can require the meeting password when you set this up, or you can disable it by unticking this box. Once again, you have control over whether hosts or participants have video to be turned on automatically, and both participant and host will then have their video turned on as they enter the room. You can control over the audio. The default setting is going to be both computer audio and telephone. And one thing that you can do with your meeting is you can enable it so that individuals will be able to join the meeting before the host arrives to the meeting. You can also make it so that participants are going to be mute as soon as they come into the room. This will keep things from being disruptive if someone comes in late. You can make it so that authenticated users can join, and you can have individuals assigned to a breakout room as they enter, or you can do it manually once you are inside of the meeting room. What you can then do is you can then click Save. Now you can actually stream your meeting across the internet on both Facebook Live and YouTube. You can use this panel in order to connect to Facebook Live, YouTube, or a custom live streaming service. Setting up a webinar is largely the same. You can click Schedule a Webinar, and you can write in the information that you need. You can have a recurring webinar and required registration. You can turn on video for hosts and panelists. Now, one thing that you can do with a webinar is that you can have a Q&A area where individuals can ask questions and you can give specific answers. You can also enable a practice session so that you can see what your webinar is going to look like before you go live. What you can also do is you can make it so that authenticated users can join. Once you have it set up, you can then click Schedule. And just as before, you can scroll down to the bottom, and what you can do is you can set up your live streaming just as you did with your meeting. And again, that's going to be based on the fact that you have the webinar system enabled in your account. You can then set your emails. And basically, every email that goes out, what you can do is you can edit that email so that it says what you want it to say. You can also brand the webinar, and you can upload your banner, your logo, and then you will then be able to customize your post attendee URL by placing in a page where you want people to go. And you can customize your Q&A. This is basically going to give you more options when you have the webinar set up. And one of the things you'll notice if we were to click Start this webinar is that the appearance is going to be pretty much the same as if you were doing a meeting. Now, obviously, you were able to broadcast to more people. However, the meeting is not going to appear marketably different from the webinar. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video.